Alright, I do believe we're all set to go, so I'm gonna give myself the audio check and then we'll get started this evening. Because we're back on YouTube now, and we've of course got to switch back to being on a more of a delay for knowing when we're on. And there it is. That'll do. Alright. So I'm just getting myself comfortable here before we start. Of course, gotta let the music roll through because it's so good. Maybe I should just let it roll through again because it is so good, but I guess for the time being I'll allow you guys to notice that we're doing things a little differently this year, and that's because expressions are going to be very important for how Hatching Tide rolls this time around. But you'll see what I mean when we get started. And so, on the lighting of all these amazing eggs here at Miketo's Amphitheater on this evening here in Gridania, that can only mean one thing. It is the return of the ever-colorful Hatching Tide. And tonight, Mathia will be taking you through it as he's dressed up in a costume that has not been seen in probably a long time. This is the old Spriggan attire from 2018. That we still have it, and yeah, it's weird that it kind of has like the strap with the pouch on it like it does on traditional old school Mikote attire. Certainly makes Mathia look silly wearing it, the way that it's designed, but like, I'm not here to judge, I'm here to show off awesome stuff, because this year's Hatching Tide certainly is going to be quite a fun experience, I'm sure you agree, because things are not as they usually are with this particular event, as you will soon see, as this little Lalafell just chills out and observes what is about to happen. So, with that in mind, greetings people of the world, Mathia Griffin back with you for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail live. So, glad to be back here on YouTube as we prepare to spend the next little while playing this game, as well as doing some of the other stuff that I plan to do, but it's not just the night for Hatching Tide, because patch 7.45 came out recently, and so with that, I've been waiting for Hatching Tide to come up so that I could combine this event with content from 7.45 tonight, because there is quite a bit of it to see. So what do you say we go ahead and get ready with our Hatching Tide, our special Hatching Tide poster in the background of our stream, as the rain is now starting to fall. So yeah, that's still timed, but not much I can do about that. So what do you say we head on over, try and get out of the rain if we can, and be reunited with, yeah, this person goes by a stylish dreamer, but you and I know this pink and white outfit all too well as the Mikote who's wearing it, but she's decided to switch things up. She's not wearing her fancy egg cap with the cracks in it that allows her Mikote ears to stick out, and she's not wearing the trousers that she normally wears. She's actually wearing a fancy little skirt this evening. Yeah, maybe Sailor Moon vibes? Who knows? But we're gonna see how Gili Aliapo is going to introduce us to this year's edition of Hatching Tide. So let's go ahead and speak with her to take on the level 15 quest for Hatching Tide 2026, entitled Of Weeds and Whimsy. A stylish dreamer is smiling at you. Already, your day is improved. Come on, for the happy season of Hatching Tide is upon us once more. Yeah, and I respond with, and what an excellent season it is, or maybe we should ask about why she was wearing glasses instead of her usual headpiece. So yeah, why the change of heart this year, Gili? This isn't like you. Why, these adorable accessories have been exclusively prepared for this year's festivities. Yeah, I might not necessarily be able to see this so easily with it being nighttime right now, given that it is just after 8 o'clock Eastern in-game, but yeah, she is wearing some very unusual and very colorful glasses this year.
It is ever so good to have you with us again, Mathia. Happy hatching tide! This year, I dreamt of marvelous golden eggs rising from curious flora. As we speak, our dreamers are hiding eggs at the Black Shroud for participants to lift from the shrubbery, thereby reenacting my dream. Successful seekers will be awarded with very stylish glasses.
Including what she's wearing right now. Yeah, look at all those eggs attached to those glasses.
Although no little time has passed since I've had word from dear Nanota, who is organizing the operation. I cannot help but worry something has gone awry.
Yeah, of course, Nanota's Jili's second hand.
If only I could go and find her myself, but alas, I have duties to attend to here.
And so, as these two keepers of the moon with the blue hair and white highlights chatted it up.
Of course, Mathia, would you be so kind as to seek out Nanota in my stead?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I hope she's returned to Gridania safely. It would be worth checking the Aetherite Plaza before venturing further afield. She too should be wearing a pair of our thematic glasses. Hers in the shape of a chicken.
Is that so? Yeah, that'll remind people of another hatching tide in front of a number of years ago. Yeah, and someone obviously loves this look. So let's head on over to the Aetherite Plaza here in the driving rain. Alright, so let's see if we can find her. We do see a lot of very enthusiastic people, but Nanota is actually stepped away from the crowds. And just like Jili, she too is without her egg cap and is gone for the fancy glasses instead.
My glasses? They were prized for participating in this year's hatching time festivities, but
we're getting photobombed.
Marvelous!
Yeah, apparently this guy really enjoys this.
Marvelous! I chased a leafy beast and discovered a most fortuitous chicken.
But for now, I must away. I look forward to these hatching time festivities, these springtime delights. And away he goes. Hey there, Nanota.
Oh, hello, Mathia! A happy hatching time to you. How can I be of service?
Well, Jili sent me this way.
Jili sent you? I suppose I have been gone for a while, but I happened having trouble hiding our eggs in the arena.
Arena?
As I was working, these tall, thick grasses suddenly sprung forth. I tried to turn them back, but not even my best garden scythe can make the smallest impression. At best, I managed to snip a couple of leaves. Now, I cannot help but worry that our arena is carpeted not by typical brambles, but a variety of leafkin. We could hardly send out our egg hunters into a nest of monsters. Oh, what to do?
Well, what can we do? Yeah, trust the Warrior of Light.
You would help? A godsend, truly. Then let us start by gathering information about this peculiar plant. Though I know adventurers generally prefer to slay monsters first and ask questions later. I shall head for the Botanist Guild. In the meantime, if you could ask around the Carline Canopy regarding the strange specimen, I would greatly appreciate it.
I can do that.
Here, take one of the leaves I managed to salvage. Let us reconvene at the Aetherite Plaza once we've gathered what information we can.
Alright. So away she goes, and meanwhile, the Carline Canopy, the place where our journey started as an adventurer 12 years ago, beckons. And at the very least, we'll get some time to be dry. So let's start by speaking with an Levimet's assistant. Greetings, adventurer. Have you come seeking a contract? Not today. Can you tell me anything about this? With your adventuring knowledge, maybe you could glean me some information? This leaf, I dare say it comes from some variety of flytrap. Flytrap? We often receive petitions regarding roselets, but I don't believe I've seen leafkin of this particular shade of green. Curious. Just as typical plant life flourishes during this season, so do leafkin. I would not be surprised if some aberrant strain had developed in the process. If you require assistance in culling it, do not hesitate to ask. Noted. Then on the opposite side of Mother Miyun is this soft-spoken server. Welcome to the Carline Canopy. If there's any way I might be of service, you need only ask. Well, do you know anything about this? I mean, I know you're working your Carline Canopy, but... Well, I am well versed in leaves steeped from myriad teas. My knowledge can offer no insight on this particular specimen. My apologies. However, we did have a guest come in search of some strange leafkin just moments ago. An elegant gentleman wearing shaded spectacles. Oh, that guy? He introduced himself as an alchemist specializing in the study of wild beasts. While he did seem somewhat eccentric, perhaps an expert of his standing might offer the assistance you require. I believe he said he was bound for Old Gridania, should you desire to seek him out. Alright. And then down at the far end, just before you head down over to the airship landing, we find a breezy adventurer.
Hey there, handsome. You looking to hire? I'm good with a lance.
Well, I don't necessarily roll that way, but if you know anything, from one lancer to another...
Oh, I recognize this. A whole swarm of leafkin was crowding a little corner of the Black Shroud just the other day. Never seen anything quite like it, so I tried giving it a poke. But would you believe it? The leaves and flowers just kept growing back, easy as to please. Eventually I just gave up. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's feeling impotent.
Yeah, maybe it's a situation like in Phantasy Star 4 with the forest of carnivorous trees. But thankfully, there's no perpetual winter to deal with. But for now, let's head on back over to Miketo's amphitheater. Oh no, not yet, not yet. No, we gotta speak with Noda first. By the way, since we never see her without her egg cap on, yeah, she's actually blonde if you can believe it. In case you were wondering about her hair color, because of course we're seeing Geely's normal hair color too, since she's not wearing her cap. So yeah, I guess it's only fair that we show off Noda wearing her blonde, or showing off her blonde hair.
You're back! Perfect timing! According to the folks at the Botanist Guild, the leaf belongs to a type of highly durable leafkin. So durable, in fact, that the pieces you and I possess are apparently very much still alive. What did you discover?
Oh, here's what I found out.
So others have been similarly unsuccessful in cutting them back? In which case, developing an alternative strategy does seem in order. The alchemist you mentioned seems like a good lead, don't you think? And Ellison with shaded spectacles? Perhaps that was the fellow with whom I was speaking with earlier. He did say something about chasing a leafy beast after all. Let's head on over and see if we can't find him.
Alright. Yeah, I just finished eating dinner before coming on air tonight, in case you're wondering. Yeah, let's head on back to Miketo's amphitheater. Because we do have to walk a bit. In this instance, we gotta go in the direction of Apkalu Falls to find the person of interest. So yeah, there's the Noda over there. Also, that's a clever use of wordplay from this adventurer. So yeah, let's speak with this guy. Oh, the fortuitous chicken has found me again, along with a gentleman of adventure. Indeed. And so, yes, that sounds like me. Ravenous for leafkin large and small, the wayfaring alchemist Herberin at your service. Oh, can you tell us about this, sir? As the Noda gets in for a closer look, Yaman stole these umbrellas.
What? Why, this is the very leaf that I've been pursuing for moons upon moons! Moons upon moons upon moons upon moons!
With a lot of enthusiasm.
That is to say, if you are seeking assistance in combating this menace, I would be happy to help. We would be much obliged. As an alchemist, would you see that some sort of concoction might be effective against this creature?
Oh, doubt you not the efficacy of my concoctions, little chicken. With this aberrant leaf in his possession, Herberin the Great can finally realize his purpose for traveling to the 12th Wood. can finally seize his prey by the stalk and wrestle it into submission. Wow. Although you seem a little dizzy. But my enthusiasm overcomes me. You see, as I was pouring over Leafkin of this very persuasion, my eyeballs were subjected to quite a piece of mischief. Since then, they burn like all 7 houses if exposed to sunlight, wind, or most anything. So as long as I wear these tinted lenses, I can remain upright and free of blinding pain and nausea for several bells at a time. Quite long enough to brew a tincture that shall spare you both a similar fate. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have ingredients to procure from the Shaded Bower. And away he goes.
Wait! At least allow me to foot the bill!
Yeah. Oops. So, off we go. You know, the Shaded Bower is the guild for the leather workers. That is also the markets. It's basically going to take me as much time to run over there from where I came from as opposed to using the aetherite. So we'll arrive on scene, and when we do, we will find the person of interest. Just the bare sight of that leaf has imbued me with untold mercantile stamina. Like lightning flashed my gill, and like a mountain grew my spoils. Whatever that means. And so, now then, I must gather my thoughts. The leafkin in question is a troublesome strain of flytrap, possessed of vitality so great that it sprouts forth with abundance from the very spot that it has been shorn. Therefore, by thwarting its regenerative properties, we may cut this terror down to size, not only in the metaphorical sense, but the literal. You two have living pieces of its tender floor flesh. Combined with my chosen ingredients, they should yield a distillation that will forestall the creature's recovery. The effects will be temporary, but a skilled hand needs only a few moments, no? Soak your scythe in Herberon's Bane and mow with all your might. Scythe? I'm not playing on Reaper, though.
What wonderful news! Can you imagine the creatures were only susceptible to fire? An egg hunt through a field of ashes hardly what Genie dreamed of.
Fire? Heavens forfend, my dear chicken. The act of stepping in itself is transcendent communication, or so they say. To inhale the life of breath of the forest, to welcome within one's heart the bounties of the land, to occasionally have one's eyes squirted with burning venom. These are the experiences we live for. Burning venom, huh? Not to mention all of the free samples of plant life to be gained along the way. Why not liable to keel over at any moment? I would like nothing better than to slice the shrubbery by your side. However, I have every confidence that a brave adventurer such as yourself will succeed where I have failed. I don't seem so enthusiastic. Now, let us commence. Make me the happiest man in the realm and bestow upon me your leaves. Alright. Just as oil dissolves oil, the extracts from this leaf shall counteract their own regenerative properties. Yeah, I didn't know he brought Geralt in.
Whereby this should be brought thusly, and that should be, yes! From all angles may this sight strike true!
Yeah, I didn't know he brought Geralt back from the Occult Crescent, but yeah, here's what was forged. Noda was impressed, but yeah, that took all it had out of Herberon. I offer up my masterpiece, my soul, my well-lubricated garden scythe. In your hands, may it hack away our hardships. Yeah, prepare to meet the Reaper, you can leave it to me or exterminate. Yeah, I'm not a Dalek. So yeah, leave it to me.
Now that our garden scythe is equipped to cut back the fly traps, we are one step closer to reclaiming our arena. Rest assured your efforts will be rewarded with exclusive hatching type gifts, but do take care to avoid any squirting venom.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, on your feet, big man. And whoever in the upright would like to join this sortie to observe the effects of this chemical miracle, insofar as they can be observed with scalded eyeballs.
Of course! Let us watch Matthias work from a safe distance.
And so,
Our arena is a fair walk from here, so I'll have the dreamers arrange for a chocobo carriage. Come and find me when you are ready to depart.
as it's now daytime, so away they go. And this time we will use the Aetherite to go back to Mikado's Amphitheater. Alright, let's go. Yeah, some people doing crazy combinations of various reward outfits. It takes all kinds. Ninoda.
Ready to clear our area of troublesome sprigs and stalks? Just say the word and an egg usher shall whisk us away.
So, seasonal event instance unlocked. However, unlike the one involving Valentine's Day this year, it's not going to be a light party effort. You can do this on your own. So you can now participate in sprig cleaning. Wield a special garden scythe to slay troublesome traps and retrieve Archon eggs. All classes and jobs are eligible to participate in sprig cleaning. Speak with the egg ushers in Mikado's Amphitheater or the Acorn Orchard to travel to the arena. And so, hello there. Yeah, nice to meet you.
When you're ready, I shall escort you to the egg arena. If I may provide any further assistance, do not hesitate to let me know.
In order to continue this quest, you must first clear 4 stages of sprig cleaning. We learn more about sprig cleaning by speaking with the egg usher. So, I'll explain how it all works out, don't worry. So, let's go on in. There they are, those troublesome traps crowding our arena. Oh, that's Ninoda talking.
Use the garden scythe Herbrand prepared for us and start hacking away!
And so we have 3 minutes to do this. So we have 3 abilities, but not all of them are usable. We do have a dash attack, and we also have a spinning attack. Yeah, what do I spy among the resplendent beauty? Bring its flesh, bring it to me. Yeah, trying to read the text before it disappears. What connection with spirit? Indeed. Yeah, we have to damage enough and kill enough to get our 3rd special ability, which is the Springinator. This is the last area we need trimmed. But I have every faith in you. Well, let's not let him down. So come right to the middle. And screen nuke everything. So yeah, that's how it rolls. Now this is a different variant from how it's normally done, but for this purpose we're just gonna be moving on as is, so... That gets us the clear. Now where is Ninoda? There she is.
Magnificent work! Thanks to you, our hatching type participants may search for eggs in safety and comfort.
Indeed, my alchemical solution exceeded even my own expectations. You have delivered me a vision, a dream. Not to mention sprigs of the most troublesome trap. How I shall probe, how I shall stare, all without risk to what remains my vision. Ho ho! Indeed.
Well, I'm glad he seems pleased with results. Go ahead and tell Gili that our egg hunt may proceed as scheduled.
You got it. So let's head on over. Oh wow, someone's dressing very fancy tonight. So when we return... Hey there, Gili. Here's how it went down, my sister of the moon. With the little insight from Ninota. Yeah, you also may have noticed Ninota also wearing a skirt of her own, a red skirt as opposed to Gidi's black one.
Our arena was filled with leafkin? No wonder preparations were taking longer than expected. I'm glad to hear that the issue has been resolved and that everyone emerged unscathed. Not only did Mathia clean up those sprigs and sprouts, he also managed to retrieve what eggs were lost in the foliage. We should be ready to hide the eggs anew and begin the festivities.
Indeed.
I would like to thank the alchemist who was so crucial to the operation. Do you think Master Herberin is still in Gridania?
Well, as we're mulling it over... Eureka! Yeah, all of a sudden, his name is... Say his name and he shall appear.
The man himself! You sound cheerful?
Yeah, because now he has a fancy pair of glasses of his own. Fair chicken cheerful does not describe the half of my mood. For Herberin the Peerless has made a discovery for the ages. And what's that? From the leaf-kin samples you provided me, I was able to concoct a regenerative ointment for my poor blistered eyeballs. I am cured! Oh, that's cool. Yeah, huzzah! My habit of sticking my face too close to my object of study has at long last served me well. For once fun was splashed, so too did an antidote. And also sunlight. Can you imagine how else we might be able to manipulate the properties of these fantastic creatures? We could develop cures upon cures, devise agents upon agents. We are witness to a golden age of alchemy, rising with splendor from fields of fell leafkin.
Goodness, this must be what the eggs in my dream has presented. The bright hopes for the future that this discovery portends.
And so now that we've established that, yeah, fancy eggs in basket. So it was you, my other comrades, who spoke of destiny. Had I but listened. Alas, Herberin has been a fool. A what? But no longer. I shall hereby eat the wisdom of egg and continue my work with full faculties, all thanks to you.
You seem to possess a great appreciation for the spirit of Hatching Tide, and also a pair of our promotional glasses.
Yeah, look how happy we all are. Oh, these? These I wear not for protection against the elements, but as a reminder of the catalyst that changed my fate forevermore. Yeah, and he'll show off the fancy ballroom dance of Moldar. Yeah, Gili enjoys it.
It does me proud to see how Hatching Tide brings joy to one and all, and our celebrations have but scarcely begun. Mathia, please accept these glasses as a token of our appreciation. You have more than earned them.
Thank you very much.
Our dreamers will continue the patrols of the arena, but we may well need some further trimming. Your assistance will be much appreciated and rewarded with special Hatching Tide gifts.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, even Gili knows this dance. Yeah, who knew she had it in her? I had no idea she'd made a trip to Ul'dah. So, with that, we complete the Hatching Tide quest for 2026 and take 1,440 experience points, 391 gil. Plus, we also obtained the Party Eggy eyeglasses, which were worn by Ninota, plus a Party Eggy eyeglasses for the new registerable miscellany that can also be added. This goes along with umbrellas and other things of that nature, the backpack that you got from Aaronville, that sort of thing. So, just another thing to add to the collection. And now you can participate in spray cleaning as many times as you wish by speaking with the egg ushers in Mikado's Amphitheater or the Acorn Orchard. Race against the clock as you slash your way through endless stages of shrubbery and aim for the highest score possible. You may earn special brilliant eggs by completing spray cleaning. Special brilliant eggs may be traded to the Dreamer in Mikado's Amphitheater for gear and items. And we also earn the achievement Springtime Delights. So yeah, Yeah, we're not kidding about that. So over here is the Dreamer who you can get your stuff from. Yeah, we're sporting not just the... yeah, there's the fancy egg glasses. But yeah, you can see there are a lot of these things. There are 5 of them that you can obtain. Plus 5 additional things that can be added into the miscellany. Let me try and remember what it's called. Yeah, it's faceware. Faceware. Yeah, along with all these other things. Yeah, just in case you were wondering. So yeah, we saw an abbreviated round with 4 rounds that had to be completed, but let's do a full game playthrough. So let's go ahead and speak with the egg usher. So yeah, 695, that's not much of a high score because we were only asked to do 4 rounds. So now let's show off a full 3-minute game. Yeah, and also everything that happens in each room is random, so you never know what you're gonna get. Because yeah, you could find yourself getting the same pattern multiple times. Yeah, you do have to wait for the cooldown to expire. Now it's going in a different direction. And this one does include a dash opportunity. I will have to get you as well because I didn't quite do that right. Now they're all lined up in rows. Yeah, let's get on over to this side. And now on to the next round. Same thing but in reverse. You also notice as well we're getting a lot more eggs. Plus, all these locations that you see are actual locations in the Black Shroud. Oh, yeah, now we get this. Oops, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, when you're racing against the clock and trying to get your highest score possible, it can be easy to lose sight of what buttons you're supposed to be pressing. And now in this instance, we got a whole bunch at once. Now our eyes are drawn to the glimmer of gold Archon eggs. No, that's not the direction I wanted to aim. But we should be able to nuke the rest of this. We can. And send them all on their way. Yeah, now we got a fancy setup here. Oops, didn't quite get that. Yeah, looks like this is as far as I'll go. Alright, so I got 2,803. So, like I said, this is all random, how this all works. So, we'll play a few more rounds, see if we can get more patterns to show up. Because in my practice run, I did get a run where the RNG was so good, I scored over 6,000 points in a run. You know, that can be awkward when that happens, when you get sent the wrong way. You were trying to dash. And now we got another one of these. Cut. Alright, so now we got this going down. Yeah, you will have situations sometimes where you will get a pattern like that. Oh. Can I get them all at once? I can. Oh, where are you going, Mathia? Yeah, I don't recall you being sent to go and aim in that direction. Yeah, now look at this fancy setup. Yeah, not quite there. Alright, go through you. Ah, not quite. Yeah, also the RNG drops don't help you out either. Oh, hello. Screen nuke. Oh, got another opportunity. Away we go. Oh, look at this. And that's it for that round. Yeah, and also you get 1 egg for every 100 points you obtain. Just in case you were wondering. Yeah, that's basically how that works. Yeah, you can see it would take 200 eggs to get everything as far as the eyewear is concerned. Then you got all the special stuff over here. Plus some more hatching tide advertising, so yeah, you can go for a lot of rounds and get a lot of stuff. They did not hold back when it comes to getting stuff that you can obtain in this particular version of hatching tide. So for now, I'll just take 4 glasses. I can always come back for the rest later. Yeah, I definitely have a lot of organizing to do. Yeah, I figure if I'm going to be wearing the Spriggan jacket, I should probably have this on too. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a moment to really appreciate this. The Spriggan jacket with the Spriggan laden eyeglasses on as well. So yeah, this among many other things is what you can get your hands on for the 2026 edition of Hatching Tide, and you certainly will not be lacking in having an opportunity to get a lot of stuff and do a lot of runs, because this is definitely a jam-packed Hatching Tide. And if it seems like we're getting a lot of amazing stuff this year for special events, that's because we are, and if we continue to see that going. So let's see what happens next, and let's see how much more amazing stuff we can get. Alright, so now that that's taken care of, we're gonna go ahead and change over, because it's time for us to head on over to Solution 9. We're now gonna begin patch 7.45. Alright. So let's head on over to the Neon Stein. I was about to say, is that graffiti done by Sugar Riot? Doesn't look like it. So this is going to be a little different from usual, because when I do these new patch contents, I always have the opportunity to do it beforehand with another character, but this time I am truly flying blind. I have no idea what we're going to be getting ourselves into with this 7.45 version of the Hildebrand Mysteries, and so I'm going to try and do whatever I can to scramble like crazy, hopefully after the stream is over and before going on air tomorrow night, to get an idea of what else this particular patch has to offer, because there's another very big thing that people are really getting into, and I hope I can join them. So let's go ahead and begin the proceedings for tonight's edition of the Hildebrand Mysteries for Dawntrail by speaking with Detective Hardboiled to take on our next quest entitled A Need for Speed. Rest in peace, Val Kilmer. Hardboiled casts a resolute shadow beneath the unrelenting glare of True View's neon illumination. Bethia, I was hoping you'd drop by. It took a bit of doing, but I was able to wind the crack I made in that storage device and yank out a couple of new scraps of data. Good to hear it. So yeah, the fancy guy who turns people into beasts. The first file just so happened to be a record of Carnelian's procedure. Seems the bastard soul was poured into one of those clot-type monsters. You've got an annoying talent for mimicking shapes and faces, which is exactly what Carnelian took advantage of when he tricked us with his fake Kamaka. And so, as they arrive on scene... Hey you two, never fear, Inspector Hildebrand is here. The other file I had pulled had details on yet another monster-fled criminal. Or monster-fied criminal. This mook was nabbed for repeated vehicular violations, riding his air-wheeler too fast, making reckless maneuvers and endangering others, that sort of thing. According to the data, he's running around in the body of a cactuar now. What? Judging by what we've seen of that researcher's schemes, he'll have dispatched the prickly speed demon somewhere outside the dome. But where? Rejoice, my good detective, for I, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, come bearing the very direction you seek. That's so. Like, whatever. I have it straight from the mouth of the real Kamaka that an ambulatory cactus piloting a flying contraption was supposedly observed streaking through the sky on a southerly bearing. I lost a citation to confirm this sighting, and the intrepid sheriff arrived too late to see the needle-covered individual in question. The report was summarily dismissed as fanciful imaginings of inebriated townsfolk. The insistent chub, ventured instinct nonetheless, impelled me to investigate. Thus did my faithful assistant and I further south to the question of the colourful crowds of Tuliodel.
Tuliulol!
Yeah, correct him. Yes, there to find sober witnesses eager to tell of an airborne succulent.
They said it was moving at an incredible pace, such a stride vehicle like the ones the mechanical invaders had ridden. It was last seen zipping past the dirigible before vanishing into the clouds to the south.
Alexandria's soldiers ride on air wheelers, so unless there's another flying cactuar out there somewhere, I think we have our man. Good work. Yeah. Huzzah! Let me give myself a hug. But now, almost too good, in fact. Not so sure? What's on your mind, detective? Oh, you think... Yeah. Over there. Is that a new case I spy? Yeah. Look carefully. Hardy had to bait the hook. They're the real deal, alright? Although, come to think of it, I don't know why anyone would bother impersonating either of them to begin with. At least the lead seems solid enough, but if we're serious about catching this guy, we'll need an air wheel of our own. Come on, there's a shop nearby that does custom jobs. Is that so? Yeah, come back to reality, you two. Alright. So it's not that far of a trek. So yeah, right here. This is the place. I used to be regular here, but I ain't been back in a while. Let's see if they still remember me. I would think so. So upon our arrival, you got a Lalafell.
Well, well, look who the wind blew in.
Manam, I've come for my steed.
That battered old scrap heap? It's been rusting on my garage floor for so long, I now can manage a slow trot, let alone a gallop.
Yeah. Also, your green beard does not do you any favors, sir. In fact, it makes you even creepier. Makes it look like a rejected clown.
Happy to give it a tune-up if the credits to burn, but I'll need it to supply some new parts. A high-voltage battery and a superconductor coil at a minimum.
How much will I have to chip in? The chronometer's ticking. Yes, indeed. And so is my yawning, apparently. I'll see if I can't get my hands on a battery, but can I ask you to track down the coil? Certainly. These soft-boiled dopes wouldn't know suspension spring from an anti-gravity gimbal, but I trust you. I can trust to find the right part without cracking under the pressure. All right. Got my number, do you? Just telling it like it is. I know a tough egg when I see one.
Hardboiled seems desperate to get its air wheeler up and running, so I'll give you a tip. You want to coil quick like, then salvaging the rods of defective sentries is your best bet. I'll even lend you this handy gadget to help you out. Set off the distress signal on the west side of Old Alexandria, and you'll soon have some murderous mechanical company to dismantle for parts.
Thank you very much, Clown Man. Yeah. Hi there. And hey there, you, Bubba. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. I'll take these two along with me on the battery hunt. Good luck out there. Alright. Hey, you two. We're teaming up again. Alright, so gotta go and fight for this one, so battle gear required. And then Old Alexandria, so that would be, if my mind is thinking correctly, that would be closest to the Electro Strike. Alright, away we go. Yeah, I mean, I could have used my own air wheeler, but I guess it's only built for one person. So flying over Old Alexandria then. getting out towards the sea here. But ultimately, this is where we're going. Let me bring out my chocobo to say hello. So, beacon activated. Target sighted. And let's just completely wipe you out. And just like that, it's over. Alright, let's head on back. Yeah, we'll catch him up out there, or closest to the Arcadian, I guess. I was wondering if there's a path from over up there, but nope, it doesn't look like it. Creepy eyes, by the way. And we can go back to civilian attire. Guess we're going in like this. Hi, Gnome.
Well, get your hands on a coil. We sure did. Hi, that should do the trick. Now, where did your mates run off to? Can't be that hard to find a store that sells batteries. You should probably head on over to the Nexus Arcade and see what's keeping them.
They're not trying to barter, are they? Yeah, I mean, thinks that they will not be able to barter so easily. So let's head on upstairs and head on back to Nexus Arcade. So when we arrive on scene, where can we find our trio? Well, how about all the way over there? Found Hardboiled at least. Yeah, exploring out, checking out a new air wheeler maybe. Mathia, any trouble picking up that coil? Nothing you can handle, I'll wager. As for the battery, I found one easily enough. The problem was convincing the inspector and his scout to stick around after he caught a whiff of tantalizing familiarity. Long story short, they wanted off, they never come back. Suppose we ought to go look for them, eh? I guess we could. Also, lots to drops in this. Lots to cough drops in this lozenge or in this package are stuck together, so I guess I'm gonna have to be stuck eating them both at once. Hopefully I don't OD. Yeah, looks like they're getting scammed. Yeah, what are you hearing from this guy? Oh, you recognize him? There's a face not even a mother could love. Is that a corpse? A smiling corpse? You need a threat, detective. This dapper zombie is an old acquaintance of mine. Yeah, somehow found his way over to this part of the world and dressed like a local. Allow me to introduce myself, good sir. I'm a proud member of the Gentle Dead Men and disciple of Master Zombie Brand. I have been on the road, seeking out new recruits for our merry, moldering band. Said search is what brought me here and into the midst of this unexpected, yet most welcome reunion. I don't usually hold with necromancy, but he seems harmless enough, so if you're done catching up, we got a case to work on. In fact, the conversation was almost entirely case adjacent. Employing his nose for festering fellows, this gentle zombie traced the stench of necromantic decay to the very facility in which I was once slumbered. Yeah, back over at Yuyawada? Yes, I became fast friends with one of the animated researchers there. During the process of getting to know each other, he spoke briefly of the only person left alive after the incidents. According to my new Charnel? Channel? Looks like Charnel, which I have no idea what that means. Yeah, gonna need the dictionary for that one. According to my new Charnel chum, all of the lab workers perished when an accident resulted in the leakage of a highly toxic substance. All that is, save for a single man who habitually wore a protective gas mask. I guess. Yeah, this guy. Kashkai is his name. He was second in charge after the overseer himself, yet disdained by his peers as a condescending know-it-all. They did, however, grudgingly recognize his passion for his work. Even after devoting a full day to official experiments, he would pour his remaining time and energy into some mysterious side projects. And he was the sole surviving researcher, you say? Sounds like we finally have a name for our mastermind. Courtesy of the shambling undead, no less. No matter how many years I do this job. Well, thanks for that. Yeah. Where else are we gonna randomly find you guys? Glad to be of service. Now, if you'll excuse me, my new recruit and I have a cafe tour planned. Cafe tour? And also, who's your new recruit? Oh, probably one of the guy you were talking to back over in New Iwata. Don't look at me. So that fellow was an honest-to-God's walking corpse, huh? I've met weird folks in my line of work, but do you always keep company with such oddballs? If only you knew. That was out of line. It's just, I reckon there are forces in this world you're better off not messing with. Anyway, let me take these parts back to my norm and get my wheeler repaired. Shouldn't take too long. I'll run it back here and make sure it's running smoothly. And you can see the magnificent beast in all its glory. Alright, and away he goes. And so, Hildebrand, I guess we complete this first quest by speaking with you. Detective Hardwell seems somewhat nervous. He tried to reclaim his pride and joy, perhaps? Perhaps. Yeah, here it comes. It's even got a front-mounted gun. Yeah, what do you think of that? Yeah, cool! Would you look at that? Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen her eyes this wide, ever. What? Oh, meanwhile. What do you think, Mathia? I call him Night Stallion. He's a custom job built for yours truly and has far too much horsepower for the average boot to handle. Not Knight Rider. Anti-gravity capabilities are outstanding, but when it comes to ground speed, he's been tweaked to achieve the highest possible performance. The trick is to install quick heating motor coils. Uh-oh. Yeah, they're scoping it for themselves, but won't the increased heat compromise the magnetic field's integrity, you ask? Well, that's a valid concern. A hotter drivetrain responds completely differently when you open up the throttle and... yeah. Like that. Yeah, hands off! You, get those filthy hands off my ride! I've merely thought it to enhance your beloved steed with a touch of Salamanderville. Really?
So you've had this amazing machine this whole time? Why haven't you been riding it until now?
Ah, so fresh-faced and innocent. The spitting image of my assistant. Yeah, don't get too close. I'll never forget the day I hung up my spurs. It was right after I caught Carnelian. Meanwhile, yeah, back in the day, I'd been swimming in thoughts of vengeance, fit to burst my shell at any moment. Yeah, they were having a motorcycle chase through the streets of Solution 9. Even riding up the stairs as well. And yeah, we've got the right music for this. The music from Vanguard, the level 97 dungeon. Oh, look out! Yeah, doing the Akira slide. Oh, but you're upside down, but not wanting to blink. Yeah, you got him while he was prone. Yeah, there's the Akira slide. Finish him off. Yeah. Disable his regulator. Not another step, big boy. Big house is too good for the likes of the Crying King. See you in hell, Your Majesty. It's prepared to shoot. Uh-oh. Yeah. Queen's Guard on the scene. Or rather, in this case, Zeralja's. You're like, damn it! Yeah, we'll take it from here. Should have pulled the trigger when you had the chance. You've gone soft hard-boiled. Yeah, meanwhile. Why are you having nightmares? This flashback exceeds the legal length. Yeah, that's creepy. Laced with the lizard's embellishments, no doubt. Stick to the facts. Why am I showing up here? Yeah. Yeah, let me know what really needs to be known. That was creepy as hell. That was a cool scene, though. To cut to the chase, my assistant was avenged. Stinging the Crying King into the slimmer took me out the boil, and Ryan Cole just ain't my style. But now that Carnelian's on the streets again, it's time for me to get back in the saddle. They were saying that Cactuar punk flew over Thule whatever, then blew past the dirigible on his way south, right? What kind of territory we're looking at? Well, yeah. Fierce jungle with not one but two beasts to deal with. Lots of big trees, are there? Then let's make this Yak Tails dirigible landing our starting point. I'll take Night Stalin and meet you there. Yeah, what did I say? Someone does not listen very well. At least he's not in ostrich mode this time. But point still made. And so, with that, we'll take 2,549 gil for completing this quest. Yeah, I had the feeling that the Akira slide was going to be part of that flashback. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on and speak with Hildebrand now to take on our next quest for patch 7.45's Hildebrand Adventures, entitled Meteorites and Meteor Wrongs. Hildebrand is eager to take to the air. Right, we shall find our way to this cocktail dirigible landing. Shield there. Cocktail.
I'm pretty sure it was Yak's tail, Inspector.
Even she's butchering the pronunciation now too. So yeah, Yak Tail of all places. Well, the fastest way for us to go would be through Tuliolol and then use the main aetherites to go to the Yak Tail dirigible landing, because that dirigible landing is very far away from the nearest aetherite. Off we go. Combat may be required here, so I will address appropriately. Yeah, you've done your part there, my noble steed. Let's go ahead and speak with the detective. Ah, you made it. Even this jaded old gumshoe had to appreciate that view coming in over the treetops. Anyway, I talked to the locals while waiting for your lot to arrive, and one fella had seen Mr. Cactuar flying down to the lower forests. I told the biggest place out that way is a settlement called Mamook, so that'll be our next destination. Let's hold over there, walk the streets, ask the questions. You know, the usual. Very good, detective, but what should become of your wondrous wheeler? Knight's standing with more draw more attention than I like. I'll use the autopilot function to call him if I need him, but otherwise, I'll make do with my own 2 feet. Alright. So, to Mamook we go. So, when we arrive... Where are we going? It looks like we're just on the outskirts of town. Hello there, hard-boiled. That must be Mamook. They build things different down here, huh? Yeah, I mean, if you take a look, it's very primitive in comparison to Solution 9. But we ain't got time to admire the architecture. Spread out and find someone who's clapped eyes on that Cactuar. You got it. Alright, 3 people to talk to. We'll start by going over this direction. Looks like we can find a first person hiding around one of these 2 areas close by. Or maybe even on top. Are they on top of this building? Or could have also been within it too. Or maybe over here. Yeah, here we are. Miss Linelja. Let's speak with you.
Why, yes! I did see an unusual creature riding a strange vehicle through the forest at breakneck speeds. The vehicle's terrible noise is what first drew my attention, followed by the incomprehensible yelling of its pilot. Yet the sight of this small posturing man plant was so absurd I found myself more bemused than frightened.
Yeah, I guess that sums it up, doesn't it? Next destination is over here with Murielja. Hello there. Can you tell me about anything that I need to know?
Yes, I've encountered the fiend you described. The forest has its share of fantastical creatures, but this one was undeniably out of place. I observed it smashing one of the giant meteorites with a club, then racing away with broken pieces. Make of that what you will.
Alright. And now southbound. Yeah, I guess probably over in this area. Yeah, so, yeah, it's Bakul Ja, not Bakul Ja Ja. Hello there. Guy who has a name that's very similar. Ah, the subject of recent gossip. I crossed paths with the creature myself, and it was indeed odd. But the machine it rode upon was the true wonder. He pulled up alongside me and my rider, challenged us to a race, then zoomed off with astounding swiftness. If you're planning to catch that fiend, you'll need an equally miraculous mount. Yeah, I just happen to have such a thing. But first things first. And let's drop in on the detective. So now that we're all here, he's on his way. And that's for us. So what's the wrap? Well, here's what we found out. The testimonies I gathered were very much the same. There is a cactuar racing around out there, that much can be certain. But if he's making stops to bag meteorite fragments, then this ain't no simple joyride. Talk to me, Mathia. Something about those rocks I ought to know? Well, actually there is. And here's what it is that you need to know. Some kind of special etheric radiation, eh? We haven't pieced together Kashkai's big plan yet, but he seems real interested in those space stones. Which means we've got a good chance of finding a spiky goo by sticking at the spots where the meteorites are. If we nab the cactuar, we can make him lead us to the researcher, and to Carnelian. When I say us, I mean me and Night Standing, of course. Once we find it, the rest of you won't be given chase without an air-wheeler. I need no such contrivance. The selection are conditioned by an intensive chocobo-bearing exercise regimen. Chocobo, huh? Yeah, obviously not full-blown. Well, good luck to him. Still think he's a weak-willed punk, but I can't deny that uncanny body of his is made of sterner stuff. And so, yeah. Let's get on with it then. I hear there's a few good-sized meteorites alongside the road that leads out of town. We'll start near the end and hope the Mook puts in an appearance. You got it. Alright. Survey the designated location, so let's head off to it. That's not that far. Right around here is our first spot. Why does Hildebrand have his back turned to it? You're not gonna fart it on it, are you? No cactuar, no reader riding cactuar around here. Let's move on. Oh, that Indian inspector took off like he had all the case all sewn up, but running fast didn't find him any leads, did it? And here I thought he was onto something. Yeah, I guess farting on it is his idea. That way, Nashu. I think I may be onto something. Yeah, don't leave without me. So, onward. We'll zoom under the branches. And into this meteorite. So let me have a look at that one. No sign of him here either. On to the next meteorite. Are you two aren't gonna follow? I detect a hint of criminality. In that direction. Onwards, Nashu. We mustn't let the detective beat us to the punch. Yeah. Thanks, Nashu. Thanks for the wave. Going north now. You're definitely hearing some crazy sound effects going on right now. Our next spot. Careful not to engage the branch bearer. Yeah, enjoying the beautiful sights, but we have more important things to think about, including, yeah. While they're distracted investigating flowers, yeah, look out and stand aside, or else there's 1,000 needles in your hide. Make your way for the unmatchable and catchable spike. Spike! we are reinforcing this fact. Well, here he comes. Yeah, also wielding a spike wielding club. This one looks right for the smashing. Hold it right there. I'm gonna need you to hop off that air wheeler. Ah, you must be the blowhards I was warned about. Think you can give orders to the succulent speedster? My ride is maxed out with black market mods, and there ain't no one faster. Keep up if you can, slowpokes. Yeah, I don't even need this anymore. I'm just gonna drive off. No retort, hey there, Bubba. If that's the way it's gotta be, challenge accepted. To me, Night Stallion, it's time to burn rubber. And here it comes. Yeah, hitches a ride while it's speeding off. Yeah, I guess I'll leave it to you there, Inspector. Or in this case, Detective. Yeah, I'm right behind you! I was wondering when you were gonna turn on the jets. And I'm right behind you, Inspector! Yeah, I just shrugged like, what? Yeah, I'll run as well. Yeah, what are we leaving behind in the process? I was thinking, is this gonna be a distraction so that Carnelian can do his thing? As Spike rides through the wilderness. Damn it, the Stein's at full gallop and I'm still trailing. Not only that, it would seem you require my assistance after all. Yeah, and I'm side saddling. And not so easily bucked off. You cut up to me on foot! Yeah, meanwhile, fine, change of plans. Are you sure? Where's my damn python? Yeah, allow me. I'll just tweak the open elemental settings like so. When you steering and me providing the thrust, that fiend will soon learn a harsh lesson. Nothing outruns a fired up mandible man. Yeah. I was about to say, are you willing? Yeah, even this may be too much for you, Inspector. Yeah, get both wheels on the ground, no wheelies. Yeah, this is the momentum force that we're using. If you don't hit your head on the arch. Oh, look out, Mamook! This is a chase like nothing you've ever seen before. Are they actually gaining on me? Come on then, I feel the needle full speed. Yeah, now he's really going fast, but wouldn't those needles increase the air resistance? Yeah, we're now emerging out of Mamook's territory, out of Mamul Jaw territory, and into the Brax territory. We did it, Victor George, until your thrust can't take it anymore. Uh-oh. Oh man. And just when the gas goes out on both the gun and the motorcycle. Yeah, we're going down together. Yeah, you won, Spike. You got away. Oh, they're both doing the ostrich. Underwater, no less. I can't believe it. My undefeated record. My legendary win streak. It's over. And yet, I feel strangely content. Yeah, because you're not getting caught by those two. You're getting caught by us cats. Come get some. Enough. You win. Just hand me over to the corpers and be done with it. Like, really? It's like, alright. Yeah, that is a shocking surrender. So the researcher forced you to work for him like he did with the other fiends. That's right. Told me to smash and grab the meteorites from the force, but not what he wanted them for. All this way to nab some delinquent goon and no leads on Kishkai or Carnelian to show for it. Not to mention my beautiful ride getting trashed. That one's on you, Hildebrand. Perhaps we can try running together next time. Perhaps. Oh, if you're looking for Kishkai, I know exactly where he'll be. Waiting for my meteorite delivery by the cliffs southwest of here. Yeah, he's just giving it up. Why didn't you say that sooner? I bet Carnelian's there with him. He won't escape me this time. There he goes. I'll leave this criminal Cactuar in your custody. Fiendish appearance aside, 'tis a man's soul within, so please treat him accordingly. Yeah, do what you gotta do there. Now let us follow the detective to these cliffs, shall we? Indeed. I must ensure these villains are served a gentleman's justice. Then let's do it. Why do I not seem so enthusiastic? Alright, so the destination is south of Ikbrax. Alright, away we go. So I'll head out towards the big crater over here. We'll be flying past it. Probably, yeah, get as close to those cliffs as we can. Let's reunite with everyone. Shh, I can hear them just up ahead. Let me get the drop on them before we all go barging in. As we have a look. He's late. We must assume something went wrong. These meteorites will provide the perfect energy source, and I would prefer to harvest the surplus, but it is too great a risk to linger here. Freeze, mage. You so much as twitch your lips and I'll light you up. No, I've worked too hard to give up now. Well, fine by me, we'll hold on to him, however. He's getting away. He'll keep, I've got the one I want. But don't think I'm taking you in just so you can escape. Never again. But then... yeah. When are you making a move there, Oglop? Murder is not the answer, detective. Yeah, you're gonna stand in the way again. And you're just gonna take advantage. Oh, jeez. Did you just get consumed? Where did Cornelian go? I think you're in him right now. Ow. You almost had me, if not for this bumbling fool you tolerate. Soft as ever. Yeah, you've been undone again. And now the storm is rolling in. To add insult to injury. Yeah, who's got more of a storm right now? Because yeah, there's a storm outside, but there's also one brewing inside the detective. You and me are done, Hildebrand. Stay out of my way. Yeah, you crossed the line you should not have crossed. And the Argonauts is content to chase after him. What do we do? My recent inadequacies and Inspector have appeared to earn the detective's ire. They have. 'Twas you he turned to for assistance with this case, Matthias. It is only fitting that you remain in his side for the duration. Yeah, I guess I can do that. But would he even want to see me right now? Meanwhile, Nashu and I shall persist with our independent inquiries. Well, then get to it. So, back over with the detective. Yeah, sorry that didn't work out for you. Sorry for the sudden exit back there, but that yoke for brains had me steaming. I can understand. Yeah, he only wants to help, you know. That's his problem. His help ain't nothing but a hindrance. So now what? Yeah, is that him over there? Yeah, watching him from afar. Yeah, someone like him is not gonna be so easily discouraged, I guess, or is easily able to notice things from a distance. For the love of... I see you skulking over there, soft-boiled. Yeah, how do we make this up to you? Isn't this the life or spot of serendipity? We were simply following the villain's trail and look how we've all run into each other. Completely by chance. I don't think he's buying it. Well, we were only passing through after all. We shall apprehend that mastermind with our own tried and true methodology. You shall see. Yeah, he's not gonna give up on you so easily. And out they go again until 7:55. And as for you, Matthias, I want you with the case on the case with you from here on out. When it comes to a proper guide beyond the dome, as well as being tougher than yours truly, no one else fits the bill. Well, I am the Warrior of Light after all. You might need to cool your heels for a bit while I work on salvaging more data, but Hard-Boiled always gets his files in the end. See you around. Sure thing. So, for completing this meteor wrong, unfortunately, we'll take 1,883 gil. Meanwhile, elsewhere. Oh, back at Yue Iwata. Yeah, what are you up to next? What are the two of you creating now? Yes, Kashkai seems to be happy with his fruits of his labor. At long last, my scheme is come to fruition. No longer must I endure the company of incompetent colleagues. All is in readiness. The replication of my brilliant mind is at hand. Never again will I be known as the Kanaloka Corpse's second best. My name shall ring across the lands, carried far and wide by an army of unrivaled geniuses. Yeah, Carnelian doesn't seem impressed. Yeah. Something amusing. Oh, just the fact that you prepared a device capable of miracles, yet your plans for it are so very banal. Banal, huh? You dare mock me! No, I'm just turning on you now. Yeah, I don't need you anymore. What a bore he was. Now to realize a dream worthy of this marvelous technology. Yeah, remember Sully when I promised to kill you last? That's right, Matrix, you did! I lied. And wow, we found a UFO. Wow. And so... yeah, we're doing the angled title card. So on this night in Solution 9... Oh, you gonna... Yeah, Detective Hardboiled, they call me. He's taking off his hat and his glasses. Cool as tough as a cucumber wrapped in old leather. A man who prefers his own company. Yeah, indeed. And your head's still as thick as a skull. Or still as thick as stone, I guess. Yeah, chat on your hard-boiled eggs a la Cool Hand Luke. Today's egg was overdone. I let the pot boil and boil. A match to my mood. Don't forget to clean up after yourself. Oh, you're not even gonna do that? Yeah, leave the scraps for the Oglop. They say you can't crack a shell whole, make a cracked shell whole again. Maybe it's time I smashed it completely. Maybe. Yeah, the bane of your existence will follow you to the ends of the earth and beyond. Hi, Nashu.
Cool! Those are some troubling thoughts. Can anyone save Detective Hardboiled from himself? I bet the inspector can. With us on the case, a happy ending is never far away.
Oh, waving with two hands, huh, Nashu? That's a first. But where the heck do you get those gloves? I've been looking for forever for them. I wish I knew what they were so I could get my hands on a pair. Because you get them, when you complete the Hildebrand Mysteries and Around Reborn, you get Hildebrand's tuxedo, sure. But you don't even get the gloves? It makes me feel kind of left out. Anyway, I think we've gotten ourselves a good starting point for patch 7.45, having done Hatching Tide tonight and now having seen the next installment in the Hildebrand Mysteries, and yeah, things will definitely be coming to a head in that regard. And so that's going to do it for tonight's stream. And so we will be back at this again tomorrow because there's still some more fun with patch 7.45 to be seen, including a new variant dungeon that has been made available for Dawntrail that I've not yet had the chance to show off, but I will do so tomorrow night. I have not had the chance to try for myself, but I will hopefully get some opportunities to see what it's all about tomorrow before I come on air, but that may be a bit of a stretch. Nonetheless, I look forward to seeing you guys back here, and I want to thank all of you for joining me back here again on YouTube, and we will certainly get some more stuff done as far as Hatching Tide is concerned off camera, so I can get all the rewards because there's so many of them. And when I join you guys tomorrow, we got more cool stuff to see. So I'll see you all then, and let's have a good one. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail Live. So, thanks everyone for watching, and until next time everyone, may you ever walk in the light of the crystal.